Okay, my name is Milan Adamov. I work for 4D France, and I will present you the MySQL connector in Wakanda. So some of us, well, many of you probably went downstairs, so you know, and we are a bit late because of the keynote, so I'll rush through it. You see what Wakanda is. It consists of Wakanda Studio, where you build your code, design your application, your front end, and Wakanda server, which is fast HTTP server, fast database server, NoSQL database engine with no, and there is a third part which we call Wakanda application framework. That is, oh, it's them. That is, oh, I had a mistake. So it's a set of libraries to consist of data provider which communicates with server and interface widgets. So it's a glue between your interface widgets and the server. Okay, in short. So the MySQL model allows you to connect Wakanda application to a MySQL server, and the minimum version that we support is 4.1, minimum version of MySQL. So what can you use the module for? You can import the data, which originally this demo was only about. You can export data. You can access external database to synchronize data, and the thing that most of you are probably most interested in is you can direct bind you can bind the Wakanda interface widgets directly to the MySQL. Well, not directly through Wakanda server, but you can. So before I go with the demos, these are the data type mappings that you need. As you can see, everything is supported except for some. For example, for date and new date, only year, month, and date fields are filled. Other fields are zeros, etc. So for certain types, there are no equivalent type in JavaScript. The answer to a question, how fast is this connector? As you can see, we are faster than PHP and close to Node.js. By testing done 2 weeks ago, so maybe this got improved. So how do you use it? You have to include the module in your code, so if you forget this, nothing will work. You can connect in two syntaxes using this one, where you pass the IP address, username, and password, and default database, default schema that you don't want to use, or you can use the another way syntax where you pass a JavaScript object as a parameter. Okay, the demo. We have 35 minutes, so I must rush. Now, for the first part of my demo, I will show you just how we import the data and the model into the Wakanda. Well, how I will show you that actually works. So if you're not familiar with Wakanda, you can write your own data model. So these are the data store classes. It's like tables in MySQL and 4D, so that you can think of. I will delete those, so you will see that you remember just the structure and remember the relation that is here. So, okay. Now just to check if my MySQL server is running. Okay, yes. So I open the index page and run the project. And oh, you have to see this, not my. So in Safari, I will log in to MySQL. Oops, no, not. So when I connect, okay, I'm connected. I'm going to import the model. Importing. Now back to Wakanda. And back to the model. Oh, what's going on? Let's save it. Strange. Come on. Oh, This is the problem, okay. Well, on the first step, I have problems, you see. Okay, this is the model that Wakanda offers to me. Come on, what's going on? Try it again. It's working, so why? Okay, now Wakanda knows that something had changed externally, so I will apply this to file. And as you can see, I don't see this. Okay, thank you. Whoever. Okay, so you see, everything is imported. All the structure, all the relations are there. The same goes for the data. So if I go to the Wakanda and and import data, importing cities, as you can see, okay, done. Now I don't see here again, should say, let me just pull this with, there should be a button, browse data, and I don't see it. Sorry, you have to believe me that there is data in there. Oh boy, what's going on? Oh. I don't see it. Okay, I'll show you this way, but where is my mouse? Okay, so this is, Wakanda has a built-in data browser, so here it is. This is imported from MySQL. Okay. So you can choose this or this, the classes and everything. Now, this is one way. Well, how many of you is more interesting in, let's say, importing data than work with Wakanda store or with direct binding? Probably more. The second thing is for you, yes. Well, in US, almost everybody told that the direct binding is what they want. So first, what I'm going to show you is that you can run on the server side the code like this. Everybody sees this? Okay, so Wakanda's nice little trick that can help us with debugging, I will just show you. I will run this code. Okay. So whatever I put in last line here, Wakanda will display in console. So I'm sure that I'm getting data from MySQL. Now, how to build and remember, this is server side. So this is server side. So server is doing this. Okay. So whatever you put in JavaScript code, JavaScript files here within this part, that's not within web folder. It's server side. It runs on server. So I'm going to try, because I think we have time. Okay. To write in front of your eyes small page that will get the data from MySQL with direct binding, update the data, and stuff like that. So first thing that we need to do, I will create a new page for desktop, and let's say MySQL. So you can create pages for tablet or smartphone also, as you probably saw on Keynote, and I'll create a blank page. This is the blank. So it remembers these classes, data store classes. I don't need them. I will need a array as data source. So I will define one here. So just put array and say, for example, let's say countries. So I'll use another table. I have my data source, but I don't have any attributes. So I will say, because I know what I have in countries, I have country code, which is string, I think, and I will have country name. These are the field names, the column names in MySQL. So you do that, and you match the name of the field and the type. Now I have my data source defined. I want to display that in grid. So to bind things, I just drag and drop, and it's there, okay? But that's not all. You have to be sure that columns correspond. So the labels are not important. It can be anything you want. You can put it to be read-only. For example, you don't want this to be edited, so I just put it read-only. You can rearrange the order, but this thing, attribute must correspond to an attribute name in here, in data store, in order this to work. So we are binding now. Let's write some code to get the data. I'll put the button here, for example. And let's say it's get some countries. Okay. And in onClick event, this is where I write the thing. Now I will use copy and paste, just not to write everything that I need to, like this. Okay, this will be my connection parameter. You can see. Now I have, now one explanation. What else I forgot? This page here, I must connect the page with the properties. I must add a module. Why? Because if I put the code in this button only, and I don't code the method that will actually get the data must be run on the server. Otherwise, I will get nothing here. It cannot be local. So in order to force everything to run on the server, we usually put some modules here. So I have one module that I called remote procedure call handler. So all of the methods defined in that handler, I'll run on the server. I'm sure that they are run on the server. So I will call it and get, for example, get all the countries. I will call this thing. In order to do that, I have to add a module, bind the module to this page. So I have to go here and add the module and say, okay, it's RPC handler, and name it RPC handler. I didn't make the typo, no? Oh, I did, yes. I don't see it. Okay. So I'm now sure that anything that I call will I can refer to that model and that will be run on the server. So all I need to do is to, as you can see here, instead of doing everything like this, I just need this, okay? I just need a resulting array, okay? So my grid here is data grid, and my data source is countries. So I have to write here, I have to write, it's here, okay. I have to write, I don't see, cities equal RPC handler get all countries, or where is connection parameters? Okay, I didn't make typo, no. And the other thing to do is, sorry? Oh, it's 9, not the, oh, sorry, thanks. Okay, so now this will get me the cities, but still they are not going to display. I must synchronize my data source with the local. So I have, since the data source is on the server now, I have to synchronize it with the grid, so it will be displayed in the grid. So how it's that done? It's done like this, source. So, oops, source.cities sync. Okay. So I get the cities, now I sync with the, and I think this should be all. If there is a bug, we'll see. So I run this page, and I get some countries not working. Oh boy, what have I done wrong now? Do we have time? No, sorry. Well, I show you the good that I have some working example here. So, as you can see, this is actually the same. I forgot to do something. I don't know what. Query, events, on click. So here it is. RPC get all cities. It's kind of different, but oh, sources, not source. Oh yeah, that was the sources. Sorry, probably. Let me run. No. Well, back to this working one. It's actually the same, but this one is working. So I'll run this query, and it's carrying the cities, not the countries. Sorry. Lucky that I have prepared this. So it's actually getting how it done. It's done. No, I didn't show you the. I hadn't shown you the actual RPC handler method that I'm. So in this case, I'm getting the cities. So get the cities. Come on. What's going? Clicking like hell. Where it is import data. Get all cities. Oh, so here it is. As you can see, everything is actually the same as in the method that I run on the server and displayed in console. So I import the module, the MySQL data connector module. I make a connection. This is the function from connector. This is my query string. I execute the query, get all rows, and I close the connection, return the array, return the object back to the, very simple. So this is how it's done. Now, how do I update the things? So I will work from this example since it's working. Okay. Let's go import in var. So first thing, for example, I want to edit it like this. Have this button, and I want to have fields down there. So I'll go to my cities, drag and drop here, and I think you saw this in Keynote maybe. So you can have what I want to have. This will be a simple text. I don't want to be editable, and actually I want it to be, I will make it invisible later. And this, I want the user to enter the name of the city that he's, I want the name of the city to be displayed here. So I'll create this, and we have this. So, next thing, what to do. There are also two ways. So it's not necessary for doing this, but I want to show you how easy it is. Hopefully that I will not make another mistake. So this thing here has an ID. I will call here, let's say city name. Okay? And this one here, I'll call city ID. I hope I don't have some. So when I run this again, I want to show you, it's still not changing. We will write the code. So when I run this again, do the query, come on. As I click, you see it's changing down there. I'm doing nothing. Wakanda is doing everything for me. It's connected to the data source, so it's changing down there. Now, the code for change, I can do it in this button, and I can do it in, well, for example, let's do it this way first. So I will uncomment this. I just need to change the. So this was city ID. This was city name, I suppose, yes. So I'm going to get, this is Wakanda reference like to the widget object. So I'm getting the value of city name in my selected city, getting the value of ID, and now I will call my update city method from my RPC handler. So this will run on server for sure with the parameters that I have. Now here I have parameters defined globally. So when I load the form, they are defined, so I don't repeat this code all over. That's something I missed to tell you. So this is load, for example, let me show you. Now, when I go to this page, and I don't click on any object, so I have events for the page itself. So on load, I do this. I just define a global parameter so I don't have to redefine it all the time. You can do it in local variable, no problem. So that's one thing. And the other thing is here, where I call this update city. So this method, update city, is actually in here. And I think it's the last one. Okay, here it is. So the function goes like this. It receives the connection parameters, the name of the city, and ID. And it's, since you are here, you know SQL. So I made my update string, execute it, and close. Simple. So when I change, for example, let me run this, run again, query. So I change this to the real value, update city. Now I will close this page and run it again, so you see that it's really changed. Okay. So, oh no, I have an error. Something is wrong. Okay. I don't know what, but it should change. Oh, maybe I didn't save the file. Oh, probably. Okay. Yep, my JavaScript file is not saved here because this was. So let me run again. Query. Close. Run again. Query. Okay, that was it. So changed. One way of change. Oh, thank you. Now, another way is also, we don't need to do this. I can also get the value of, as you probably saw in advance with this code here. I will comment this and uncomment this. So I can access my grid directly, my data grid directly, actually my sources directly. So get me the currently selected rows and the attribute from the attribute. Get me attribute name for a currently selected row in a data class MyCities. And since grid is binded to data source, that is actually the row that I clicked in a grid. So selected city, my IDs, and let's change now. Save first. Okay. And I will run this again. Oh, run, not click there. Query, and let's change some other city. Okay. Some closer to the, well, let's, for example, put here some spaces instead of this. So, and I update, close, run again, query. Okay, I have a problem. It didn't save. Maybe it's the. Oh, why is that? Update city. This is saved. Here, I save this. Strange. Why is my cities? Everything is okay. Oh, is this? This is another thing. My sources, selected city. I don't understand why it's not. Let me close it. Close it because it said it was locked. And then I click here and click. It's changed. I don't understand why. Well, okay. I'll go further. Maybe I'll fix it because it's already we have 15 minutes left. 14. Now, the last thing that I wanted to show you is we don't need this at all. We just need the data grid. We can change in data grid. So if we were working here, for example, when I run this, if we are working with Wakanda data store, when I type this and go out of field, it will be changed. So this means that my city's data source is already changed, but it's not changed it didn't change in MySQL. So I can run here directly the query into MySQL to change this data. So I don't need this thing down. So I will do this. Okay, where is my Wakanda now? Close the. Is this my phone or somebody's phone is ringing? No, it's not mine. Oh, forget it. So I will. I can remove this at all, and because I don't need it, and I want to make the change directly from the data grid. Okay, and how do I do that? As you can see, there are no events that can tell me that I have event to click in cell, click in row, double click, right click on row, on when the row is actually drawing, and error handler, or on click on the header. The events that I need, since this is binded to this data source, are in data source actually. So I can have event that will fire before current element change, on current element change. So you typed something in it, and before it is actually changed in data source, this will fire. So you can filter something if you're not. After the change is made in data source, you will get this event. Okay, and this is on collection change. If you are coming from 4D, someone working in 4D, no? Oh, you. So this is actually selection change. Collection is the same term as selection in Wakanda. But the event that I want is here. So, oh, sorry. So I don't know why. On the name change, as you can see, because I already have it defined. So when the name change, the attribute name changes, I will get the event, and this method will run. So here, I can update the city. So I don't need to do anything, because in the data grid, it's already changed. So I will get the city, which is changed. I will get the ID, it's same, and I will update it. And hopefully, this will work now. I hope. So we can run this page, query the city, and let's try with this again. Put one space. I go out, and now it should be changed in MySQL. Let me check if I run the page again and make query. Oh, it is. So this part is working. As you see, so directly from the grid, it's changed. So that's for the demos. Let me check if I have to say something. No, direct binding, demo, code, that's it. Now for Q&A, because I think we have that much time for doing Q&A, and I know that we have 9 minutes for Q&As. I know at least 2 questions that you will ask. So will someone ask, or should I wait? No? You're not interested, for example, in connecting to PostgreSQL? Yeah. Yeah, ask me. Don't wait. Well, the people ask, do you plan? The question is actually, well, for which I was thinking that you will ask is, what about connectors to other databases? So we are developing for PostgreSQL. It's in development already. For Microsoft SQL, for Sybase even, because Microsoft SQL and Sybase actually have the same protocol. What I'm missing, one is missing. Oracle, yes, but it might be later, because for Sybase and for PostgreSQL, the protocol is open, but for Oracle it isn't, so they have to reverse engineer something. So it will come, but later. That's in progress. ODBC, yes, I don't know when. I don't know if they are developing. Maybe they have some initial code, but it's in plan, yes. It's in plan. It's in well, with ODBC and Tricky, you are adding yet another layer between, so it might be a bit, you know. Actually, if you really need it, go to the Wakanda forum. There is, I think, a thread or I think a forum itself, sub-forum for feature requests. Probably somebody already had, but if more people vote or send a message there, they will probably do it faster. But I think the focus now is to make first direct connectors and then to do ODBC. I don't know, I'm speculating, but from the thing. Well, also, I forgot to mention one thing. Oh, just another questions. Yes?
Can you use connection pooling so that you don't always need to open and close?
Oh, that was the thing that I wanted to tell you. You are reading my mind. Okay. This connector is actually like 95% written in JavaScript, MySQL connector. So only 5% is written in C++. This is how the R&D folks told me, so I am just sending you their message, is that since they are doing it that way, they cannot guarantee you that the connection will remain open. So you have to do it open, do your thing, close. However, they are rewriting the thing complete thing in C++. So when they finish that, you could have a persistent connection, like open it, and I think while you are in same page, you will have your connection open. That's what I want to test. So thank you for that question. Any more questions? Or regarding the code or my mistakes, maybe? If there are no questions, then I will... Oh, I have to show you the last slide, probably, yes, because... Okay. So, thank you. And you can find documentations for Wakanda at this link, documentations for MySQL network here, and for support and feature requests like ODBC, go to the forum, and you will find the proper thread to vote for ODBC. Thank you for coming. That's from me all. Okay.